Okay, so I'm back. Like I said, y'all know I said on this channel is gonna be various topics, things that I think are relevant, things that I think are worth talking about, and I definitely think this is something worth talking about. As a just person in the world, as a United States citizen for one, because I mean it concerns us. But anyways, getting straight to it. So I seen this news today, right? That basically said, well, the video that I want to talk about is people talk about why they're banning TikTok, and people say they're banning TikTok and they don't want us to because we finding out so much information. They banning TikTok because they don't want people to make money independently. They banning all these things, right? And I hear it so much, and I've been hearing it so much over the year. And they talk when they keep talking about will TikTok get banned and all this, and I don't think people. It makes me very much understand that people don't really understand the political climate that we in, as in like what the news will call geopolitical relations. That's what they would call it. That's what they would. In other words, geopolitical relations is simply the relationship countries around the world have. Geopolitical mean, world, our politics around the world, how they coincide with other nations, and the beef we got, all that, right? So that tension right now is extremely, extremely, extremely high with China, right? And if you do not believe me, I want people to understand. I know it's hard to believe because we trade so much with China, right? It's like, how can the United States and China be beefing? That makes no, like, literally, it's crazy because we literally get all our stuff, we get so much stuff from them, and then they get so much stuff from us. So it's like, yo, neither one of y'all can really, you know what I mean, bust all one up, because it's like, hold on, I need you. It's like you fighting somebody. It's like you fighting your mama. Like, you a little kid, you fighting your mama, but out here you ain't got nowhere to stay. You're going to be missing $500 out your budget, all that type of stuff. It's like, if we beat them up, we're going to be missing so much product. They beat us up, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but the truth is we are not in good times with China. And I think people don't know that. So TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, right? So you got to think about this on a larger scale. Essentially, regardless, it's funny that people think they don't want y'all to. It's funny that people think so much of themselves that they think, oh, they don't want us to find out this information. I'm gonna let y'all know something. And the government or whoever y'all think is trying to do this for them ain't never been scared of y'all finding something out, because everything you find out on TikTok was a Google search away, yo. I promise you. And don't tell me why I didn't know. No, the people that wanted to find this stuff out been looking this stuff up and researching it, because that's how you do it. No one found anything on TikTok that wasn't, people just like to be entertained with information. They don't really like to execute. They don't like the process. They just want to be, I know this. Okay, what's that doing though? You know what I'm saying? So don't think so highly of yourself, because they ain't never been worried about us finding out some information. Everything you want to know is on the internet for free. I'm just saying. So you need to think on a much bigger scale of, okay, if we're at war with China, we literally beef. They think by 2027 China gonna launch invasion. And this also play. Well, they're gonna launch an invasion into Taiwan, China. That is. But they say. But I want y'all to understand that this also factors into, people hear about semiconductors, right? I don't know if you know, but Taiwan is like one of the biggest. It's the most important place with semiconductors. Like, the world is in trouble if we lose Taiwan to China. We are at such beef with China. I want people to understand this. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I promise you, you can go Google and look up anything I ever say, right? We are in such beef with China right now. Taiwan makes these semiconductors, right? So a company named Taiwan Semiconductor. And all these different semiconductor chip companies, we somehow get to limit the chips that they sell China. We are so afraid of China getting the same technology of us because we don't want them to be able to use that in a war. That's what's really going on right now. And y'all think TikTok is about not letting you see information that's on the internet anyway for free. Come on, yo. This is what, like, if we're literally at war with this country, right? You don't want the country to have, it's literally a national security threat, if we're being honest, right? if me and you beefing, we at war. We don't know how the war is gonna be fought. Like obviously they say it's gonna be cybersecurity, drone, all that type of stuff because it's a new age war. We can't use nukes, whatever. Hey man, look, I don't even know. Like this probably sound real conspiracy theorist to some people, but like, I mean, I can pull this stuff up as I talk, and I think I should. So I'm gonna just, you know what? Hold on. A simple Google search. When I said China and the U.S. been beefing for a long time, right? I typed in simply on Google. This is something you should go back and read. Since 1949. They've been beefing with each other since 1949, yo. Real life beef. Over what? I mean, I'm not going to go through all this, but you can go to this and look it up and read all this. All this stuff has been over trade. All this stuff has been over. That's really all it's over. Trade, controlling money. Who makes more money and all this. Who can put a tariff on them? Who we don't like them. And that's all this stuff is really about. And it's crazy. We don't see this, like, this news. No one's talking about this news, but barely even them. No one's really talking about this news. This news just flies under the radar. And if you realize that, like I said, the quote-unquote geopolitical relationship of the United States and other countries right now, bro, it's looking real scary. It's looking real scary, especially with Russia. It's looking real scary. Like I said, this thing with China goes deeper than the United States don't want y'all to make money. Okay, look, think about this. If we at war, right? And I own this app. If you catch me looking at this is my little notebook. You know, if you seen my pilot episode, you know, I talked about my notebook, right? I'm going to just say this. If you my enemy and I have an app to your people that basically controls your people's mind, any message I want to push to them, I can push to them. And think about how vital that is. Like, they talk about even in war, they talk about even in boxing, combat sports, any sport in the world, your mind got to be right. This sound crazy. Hear me out. Your mind got to be right, right? And if we prepare to launch a war and we want to go to war with that country, what's the easiest way to take that country out? Before China can even shoot a missile, shoot a bullet, send a drone, if they get the heads of the American people, you kind of destroy the country from inside out. You know what I mean? It's like you had a country fighting itself while you fighting the country, and that's a recipe for disaster. Just let that marinate. Let that marinate. Hear me again. What I'm telling you is China owns TikTok. The United States and China are literally at war. Literally at war. And they think it's going to come down to like really physical war, bombs, drones, all that very, very soon. If we are at that point, you do not want the enemy to have an app over your people named TikTok. And let's be for real, man. We know all the negative reports that came out about TikTok. We know how addictive TikTok is. We know these things, and it's designed that way on purpose. You know, that's why I always find it funny when people say stuff like, man, it's so hard to save money. You're right. It is. Because you got to realize in advertisement and apps and all of that stuff, it's a psychological aspect to it. Them things are designed that way. The colors that the ads use, the colors that the apps use, the ease of use, all that stuff is designed that way to keep your attention. It's designed that way to grab your attention, and it's literally a mental thing. That's why it's hard. It is hard. You are most certainly right. Nothing is wrong with you because you can't save money. Like these people hire... Yeah, man, I swear, man, if y'all think I'm playing, people be think I'm playing, man. I don't know if this, like I say, man, I like to back up everything I say. People like to, I don't know if this is sounding too conspiracy theories for it, but let's be real, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Psychology has always been a word to kick my butt, bro. Advertisement psychology. What is advertisement psychology? The study of how psychological principles can be used to influence consumer behavior and create effective advertisement. That's what it say, right? So that's a real thing. And then I'm not just talking outside of my, just talking outside your neck. That ain't me, man. So if you know they do this, and the thing about TikTok is we know what's on TikTok. But this is the very, 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 very interesting part. The way our TikTok, man, I'm not lying. The way our TikTok is formed in the United States form. See, we got a United States form, then you got a Chinese form, and I think it's just two. But other countries have their own different algorithm. We know what the algorithm is. The algorithm is it controls what videos, what type of things get pushed to the users, right? Hear me out. If I'm lying, I'm flying. We could do the, you know what, I'm not even about, you know what, I'm going to do it. The algorithms overseas in China push different things. The algorithm they send to the United States app, one, you can't get the Chinese app. You got to be in China. You might got to use a VPN or whatever. No, you got to be in China, right? And the algorithm that they gives us to push out, determine what kind of video gets pushed are different. The videos that they push out in China are like information, educational, science, technology, and like nation building, like camaraderie building things, right? The one we get here, I mean, I don't got to say much. You know what I'm saying? Like the one we get here, you know what's up there, man. It's a bunch of foolishness. And I'm not here to be the Debbie Downer, but I'm just being real. Like, it's a bunch of foolishness. Like, let's be serious. I mean, some people, there are some good things up there, but the mass majority gets pushed out. It's foolishness up there, and it's not that way by accident. Do not think it's that way by accident. If it was that way by accident, as China, as a Chinese company, if you didn't think anything was wrong with it, why wouldn't your algorithm be the same one that you give your people? Why would you give your people a productive algorithm and then throw the United States some bullcrap? Why? I just told you. The number one way to defeat your enemy before you even step in a fight with them is take them out mentally. That's why you had people talking. That's why you used to have people talking junk in it, but people still do talking junk. You got to have your mind right. If your mind not right, it's a wrap. And the way to get in your enemy, I mean, I don't know how y'all don't see the play. It's not about y'all thinking too small. Thinking too small, and I don't think people understand how serious it is. It's not nothing about you and me. And then think about, you don't even understand what you do not understand, though, is the data that TikTok collects on your phone. And we always know about these social media apps and even the websites we go on. We know it's always about cookies and sign up, all that stuff we don't read and press agree on. All that stuff we don't read and press agree on. How much data is that stuff really taken from us? And you don't want another country, a whole nother country that you at war with, to have that data on your people. Because it's as simple as, I mean, let's be for real, man. Send them some. I don't know what they could send you. They could not. I don't know what they could send you, but you know what they could see. They could change the algorithm one day to push out before they start going to war with China. They could change the algorithm to push out, I don't know, lies, safe as lies, or even truth about dirty things the United States does, you know, I don't know, to another country. And that kind of could possibly ignite civil unrest, they call it, or, you know, make the country kind of collapse on itself and not support itself in that, in the war, because the people don't validate the war, you know, that type thing. Just know anything could be done when you get inside the people's head of another country. You know, just think about that. Hopefully that makes sense, man. Hopefully that makes sense. It's really that simple for me, though. Like, just think about that and how serious. And that's why people talk about, like people talk about, excuse me, I'm moving my notes. But people talk about how semiconductors and chips, it's a boom with it's a bubble with the stocks and everything. Like, no, bro, don't think that. Everything in the world we use right now uses a semiconductor chip. And I'm saying that because we literally about to get in a big war, a world war almost over semiconductor chips. We about to be in a war over semiconductor chips, and you got people on Twitter telling you it's a bubble. If it was a bubble, or weren't that big of a deal, why do you think some of the two most powerful countries about to go to war? They about to really throw some blows behind these chips. They beefing about the chips. And they want to tell you, oh, it's just another bubble. All right. You going to see a bubble, all right, when you see a bubble come over the horizon. when Ying Hong Bing send that, you know what I mean, send that thing across this way. Pause. Send that missile across this way. You gonna see a bubble then. Talking about a doggone bubble. Let's be for real, man. And then what we also don't understand, what we also do not understand, what a lot of people don't understand is We not at good tensions with Russia neither. Right? Russia, I just seen a report today that said we know Russia is invading Ukraine, right? They've been fighting Ukraine, and we know the United States. If you know, man, we've been throwing them. They've been throwing them crazy money. They've been throwing them money and weapons for years, right? Okay, boom. Peep game. Russia and China are friends. And why are they friends? They friends because they both don't like the United States. If I'm lying, I'm flying. We can look up something called BRICS, right? Check this out. It's this thing called BRICS, right? You know how like the United States has NATO and all of that, how we form treaties and alliances with other countries. Well, check this out. BRICS is one of those new alliances that has China in it, India, South Africa, but just know Russia is in here as well, right? Just know that China, Russia, India, Brazil, all these countries, and Iran, right? You know what the purpose of this? You know what the purpose of BRICS is? Let me see what this is, man. I'm gonna show y'all how serious. I'm really about to show y'all how serious it is. And people think it's crazy. Oh, he's being hysterical. He's animated. Okay. Wait. Is BRICS a threat to the United States? I can't find an article right now, but if you look it up, so basically, because I don't want to make this video too long, right? BRICS is basically a trade agreement. They're trying to establish notice the United States is not in. Those are all countries that don't like the United States because they feel we take over, which they're not lying. They feel we try to run commerce around the world, and they're trying to establish their own little currency to trade, to throw the United States dollar out and make us weaker in the national world. Okay, why would a country do that? If your quote unquote ops are linking up against you, do you want your ops to then have the information from TikTok and the ability to brainwash your people? It wouldn't be smart. It would not be smart. All right? Russia and China in cahoots. Russia don't like us. China don't like us. Russia say, hey, look, man, if y'all keep getting all these weapons and bombs, they send a missile. Guess what we gonna do? Because, I ain't gonna lie, I feel him on this. I'm about to wrap this up, too. I feel Putin on this. If we giving Ukraine so much money in bombs and missiles and helping them out, then they shoot them in there. Putin, Russia, man, he say, okay, since y'all want to do that, I'm going to consider that a threat, an act of war. He say, not just from the country that shot it, the country that supplied the country that shot it. And I said, whoa, I feel him. You can't be mad at him. You cannot be mad at him. It's like if me and you fighting and then your brother hand you a baseball bat. Hold on, yo. I seen you. So now I got to beat you up with the bat and then I got to go after your brother because he handed you a bat. You trying to, you know what I mean? No. That's not how it works. If me and him fight, it's a one-on-one. You don't hand him no weapon because now when you hand him the weapon, you got to get him and him. And it's valid, right? So I just wanted you to understand that's the type of countries in the quote-unquote geopolitical climate that we in right now with China. I'm going to see if I left out anything important because I'm trying to keep this short, man. Let me pause. Okay, I didn't see any more points that I wanted to hit that I had wrote down. So I hope y'all learned something about that. I hope you understand now on a larger scale or hopefully you got to understand the perspective of on a larger scale of where the United States is coming from, the government is coming. Am I telling you it's right? No, man, I'm not on either side. I'm just here to present the information and put it out in a way that everybody can understand. Like I told you, that's my only goal. Just provide perspective, put it out in an easily digestible format for people to understand, so people can understand. And I said I'm going to talk about things that I think is important, and I think that was important. So if you learned something, which I know you did, which I already know you did, just go ahead and drop make sure you just thumbs up the video. If you have a question or I don't know, comment. Please comment. I want to hear your thoughts, and I will reply back to them with my thoughts or whatever. Long as we keep it, you know what I mean, respectful, and we keep just talking, you know, like that. Don't get in there, get to talking crazy to nobody for their opinion. You feel me? Because I'm not gonna lie, I will block you and keep it going. Anyway, yeah, subscribe for more. I know you learned something.